Hello, welcome back to Big Mouth and my Doctor Who Season 11 Episode 4 preview. Now, I could have just said the title of the episode, but I can't even pronounce it, so I'm not even going to bother. We know it's about spiders. We know the Doctor and her new friends are heading back home. Always problematic to me if you want to get an excitement level within the mainstream audience. So pretty much it's the same thing as we had with the first season of New Who when Rose goes back in episode 4 and we have the aliens of London World War III, don't we? Same thing, but it got kind of soapy sometimes. It was fun. It was aimed at the kids more than anything. But Russell T Davies really was fascinated by the companion going back home and seeing what she'd left behind and the problems that were there while she was away. And he always found it strange that it was travel or die, basically. That's what he always said. Personally, I think it's fun just to go. And then it's good to go back home again. But maybe, I didn't have a problem with it at the time. I'm just thinking, you want to take this ordinary person away, for them to have adventures. And then eventually they can go back home. And so this is a little bit problematic if you want big ratings for this episode. I think a lot of people are going to decide, well, they're going back home. It's about spiders. I'm not missing much here. I can catch up on it on the iPlayer or whatever other format I've got. That's what I think the attitude is. And this is why this is my first preview of it, I think I've ever done on here about Doctor Who. But what we're going to do is a little slot, which is a ratings prediction slot. So I'm going to predict that this week's episode will drop to just over 5 million viewers, live viewers. And my reasons are the reasons I've just given. I just don't think people are going to be very excited to watch this live. So it's going to be very interesting what happens here. We shall see. Hopefully I'm wrong. We started off at 8. We dropped to 7 in episode 2. And in episode 3, we dropped to 6.4 million. So it is dropping every week, and what you really want is for it to drop from 8 to 7 and then to freeze. If it froze on 7, or even if it freezes on 6.4, that's really good. But when it starts going below 6, you're heading towards the numbers it had under Stephen Moffat. And that is a problem. It's not a problem for the future of the show. This show will always be renewed because this show makes money. This show makes money in streaming, in purchases, for example, like how I purchased it. So I live abroad, so I had to purchase the series on Prime Video, so it drops every week, and that's how I see it. So they're making money like that. So this show isn't going anywhere because people are still interested in it, even if the ratings drop back to 3.5 million again, like they did in Capaldi's and Moffat's final season. So the episode, for the first time this series, we've actually been given a sneak peek, which is the Doctor going back. They've arrived and she's about to say goodbye to them. She looks really, really sad. And what happens is Yaz asks her round to hers. Now, you need to watch this scene, actually, if you haven't seen it already. It's a beautiful scene. And I was so excited on Twitter when I saw it. And I quote tweeted and said, this is the Doctor for the first time. I'm feeling a little bit of emotion from this Doctor. This Doctor doesn't want to travel alone. And the Doctor really, mainly throughout its run, even in the classic terms, the Doctor always was with someone. Because he knows how he or she knows, depending on what version we're talking about, knows how dangerous she can be when she's on her own, maybe thinking about the waters of Mars and what happened there and the Time Lord Victorious and all of that. She doesn't want to be alone. She wants to be with these people. She has great faith in them. She thinks they make her better, which I think they do. We've already seen that. So she doesn't want to be on her own. So as soon as Yaz goes, would you like to come around my place for tea? It's the Doctor. You even see it in Jodie's body language and the way she's performing. At that moment, it's, thank God for that. I don't want to go back in the TARDIS and travel alone. So maybe as well, she's thinking, maybe there's a chance I can convince them to come back with me. So I think that's great. And I think, as I said, I thought it was a beautiful scene. And I said, that's Doctor Who, and that's the Doctor. And I think for the first time I've seen that. So that kind of excites me for this episode. Also, We don't know the relationship between Yaz's mum and the doctor. I hope we just don't have this kind of thing. Oh yeah, we're all going to get on and be friendly. And there's, this older woman has taken her daughter away. That's very suspicious. That is very odd. And the ordinary human being who's the mother should react to this. And I was hoping in the second episode, when the companions had been dragged along with the doctor by no choice of their own, we'd see maybe a little bit of frustration with the companions and towards the doctor, but we didn't get that. It's all very positive, and as great as that is, you do need some kind of negative feelings in drama, or it doesn't really work. So we know that there's some experimental spiders, I think. We know very little about this episode, as we do most of them. I'm assuming these spiders become killer spiders, or they become big spiders, and it just seems like that's basically what the episode's going about. But of course, don't miss out on my review on Monday. I'll be talking about the episode. Maybe I'll learn how to pronounce the title as well. It's an episode of Doctor Who. I'm really excited about it. Hopefully it's better than what I think it is. So check me back on Monday, but I'm sure I'm going to do a video before then about something else. So keep your eyes out for my big mouth.